Now, we all know what happened in 2022. Ferrari, they're in a quite intense championship battle. By Ferrari, I mean Charles Leclerc, because Carlos, Mattia Binotto, the strategies, everyone else in the team, they were pretty heavy and big anchors. The anchors weren't big enough or heavy enough to stop the Titanic, but they were big enough and heavy enough to stop Charles Leclerc, because his season was going quite swimmingly until it wasn't. Countless mistakes from the team, from Ferrari, from Mattia Binotto, and a couple sprinkles of Charles Leclerc's own mistakes as well. They all contributed to, well, the fall of Ferrari in that season. And change had to happen, didn't it? So the foreshadowing has been kinda crazy, but if you didn't expect it or didn't know, Mattia Binotto was fired at the end of 2022, and in comes Fred Vasseur. He is the most un-Italian Ferrari person on the planet. You know, usually Ferrari team principals, they're kind of quiet, mind their own business, they're not funny, they're just boring, kind of. And if you're gonna question that, when has Mattia Binotto ever made you laugh? Unless that is, well, screwing over Ferrari and, well, Charles Leclerc. But Fred Vasseur, on the other hand, he's funny, he's French, he's not Italian, nothing to do with Italy, but, well, he is a different gravy. He was hyped up for the Ferrari role just as much as Nick de Vries or Daniel Ricciardo was hyped up when they got into that RB AlphaTauri. And unlike, well, those two, because we all know how their careers or career is going at the moment in Formula 1, unlike those two, Fred Vasseur, well, he cooked. And it's not just like a one-time cooking session, he's been cooking ever since. Ever since he stepped into that team, I genuinely had faith in Ferrari for the first time in quite a long time, because, well, all I remember is just crazy failures for years and years and years. Started watching Formula 1 in like the Alonso days in like 2010. And, well, ever since that, there hasn't been a good Ferrari season. Well, it's just been poor. Ferrari disappointment here, there, everywhere. My faith was strong in Ferrari, and that was until Bahrain came around. And yes, that is round one of the calendar, because Charles's engine went kaput. No, come on. 2023 was low-key a season to forget for Ferrari. Yes, it was Fred Vasseur's first year, so what do you expect isn't his direction or the direction he wants to go in with the team, because, well, Mattia Binotto has kind of set the foundations for that year. 2023 was a season to forget. Not only were the Red Bulls as dominant as ever.
Max Verstappen! Max Verstappen! Max Verstappen wins!
Ferrari weren't all that it was hyped up to be. Their livery was kind of bummy, and it was just a poor season altogether. It was a poor season altogether, except for one very special day. Very special. And yes, by this extra cool, very cool Call of Duty edit, you can probably tell, or well, you can probably see if you're not blind, or hear if you're not deaf. Don't discriminate. Wow, Carlos Sainz managed to win, and the look and smile on Fred Vasseur's face was probably bigger than Carlos Sainz, or it was bigger than Carlos Sainz's, because first year in Ferrari and he manages to win a race in that boat of a machine. Now yes, agreed, the Red Bulls were nowhere, like literally nowhere, the Hasses were beating them. But you count your wins and you don't count your losses. In Ferrari, well, they were up that season for, well, one weekend. That was where the glimmers of hope and success started to, well, really shine through those little creaks and cracks of that very trash can of a car Ferrari. And to say that he slowed down, well, he hasn't at all. Carlos and Leclerc have started to work even better than before. Their synergy, everything that's going on is, well, pretty good. Unless we talk about Singapore. Well, Charles, he pretty much acted like a sacrificial lamb to let Carlos win that race, and would have finished P5 if not George Russell's incident. But throughout that entire season, 2023, there was no real issues with team management, with arguments, with bad strategies, nothing like that. There was no 20-second pit stops. There was no, it's dry outside, let's put on wet. Oh, it's wet outside, let's put on old hard. None of that. It was good, very good. You know, the strategy team was actually looking like strategy teams and not like lost clowns from a circus. It wasn't just Carlos who shone throughout that season. The last 5 races, Charles Leclerc was cooking in quali, and in the race, well, he was occasionally here and there beating Sergio Perez, equal machinery to Verstappen, so impressive, right? And for the first time in a long time, Ferrari looked like a stable and solid team, emotionally, on track, well, everything. That is until we rewind back to Las Vegas and that very cold press conference. Ferrari has always been a roller coaster of emotions. Sometimes the highs are very high and the winds are flooding in like Verstappen's in the car. But on other occasions, the lows, well, they are sometimes as low as, well, Mercedes currently, Williams, Haas, or even Alpine, the big tractor of a team. You see, but 2024, it has been different. Carlos Sainz gets a podium in the first race. Who expected Carlos Sainz to beat Charles Leclerc? Me? Nope, I didn't. Carlos Sainz then proceeds to nearly bleed out and die in Jeddah, and then a young buck in Ollie Behrman steps in, gets a P7 for his first ever Formula 1 race. Who expected that? Absolutely cooking Nico Hülkenberg. Yuki Tsunoda was sent to the shops. Wow. The same time all of that is happening, Carlos Sainz, well, he's gotten a podium in all of the races he's competed in, but Ferrari decide to drop him. They're like, nah, you're actually kind of trash. Bye-bye. See you later, alligator. No, I'm never doing that ever again. But they signed Lewis Hamilton. Absolutely cook. They've peaked in life. They've signed Sir Lewis Hamilton. The whole L plan of Fred Vasseur is actually coming into fruition. We got Leclerc. We've got Lewis Hamilton in the car, and regulations are soon to change. And, well, we all know who might be coming to the team. But we'll get to that a bit later. Anyway, with Carlos being dropped, next race Australia comes around and he's like, guess what, I want to prove all of these shitters wrong. I'm actually the GOAT, and the GOAT he was for that race weekend, because he won. Now, was it because Verstappen blew up? Maybe. But he still won. I don't see Charles Leclerc winning a race this season, or last. And Carlos Sainz is consistently, in quali in the races, outperforming Leclerc, which is unexpected. And is Leclerc washed? Is he bad? Has he lost his touch? Is he turning into Daniel Ricciardo? All these questions have to be answered, but I don't have the answers. Ask Leclerc. You know, honestly, things couldn't be going any better. I mean, they could be winning every single race 20 seconds in front of everyone. That would be better, but for Ferrari standards at the moment, genuinely things couldn't be any better because Red Bull, well, they're in another league. Ferrari's just slightly behind them, and then you got the rest. Everyone else just kind of down. And it's like Fred Vasseur has already created the greatest team currently on the grid. It's like he's already formed that out of little Lego blocks and you just build it up, and, well, it's coming into fruition. But a couple days ago, some striking news, well, struck. When I'm editing this video, make sure to add like a kaboom and then the picture of Adrian Newey leaving Red Bull because he wants to leave Red Bull, right? Do that. And a little birdie tells me that Fred Vasseur and Adrian Newey have been in talks. And you know what that means? Get ready for another banging couple seasons with Adrian Newey and Ferrari. Wouldn't that just seal the deal? Adrian Newey has always wanted to work in Ferrari, always wanted to work with Alonso or Hamilton, and now he can check off 2 of those boxes in one little transfer move. Wouldn't that just be great, right? The 2026 regulations are coming up, and by that time, he'll be a free agent, 67 years of age, and Ferrari will be wanting him. I mean, every team will be wanting him. They'll all be chasing after him. But I think Ferrari is probably his best option, and everyone else's best option, and Hamilton's best option, Vasseur's best option, Leclerc's best option, and just everyone's best option. You know, if you look at Adrian Newey, just like stare into his soul for a couple minutes, and you'll slowly start to realize that his brain is as big as a Megamind. I mean, his skill in like every team that he's been at has been, well, he's won like, how many? I have no words. He's won everything there is to win, but he hasn't won a championship with Ferrari, so maybe, hopefully that's his next move, right? Because I want to see Hamilton or Leclerc, they have to cook someday. It's generally a match made in heaven. I don't know how Vasseur's done this, but he's honestly created the biggest master plan of all time. He's forged it out of just raw materials, and now he is the greatest driver of all time in his team, and soon potentially, well, the greatest aerodynamist of Formula 1 ever. And if that happens, genuinely it's over for every single other team. Vasseur has genuinely single-handedly turned that sinking ship of Ferrari, literally turned it around from that iceberg, and now it's smooth sailing on an upwards trajectory to win a championship. I mean, let's be real, Hamilton is more of a championship to win than Sainz, so that's a positive step in the right direction. And now Adrian Newey, any car he creates is going to be an absolute beast of a vehicle. So no doubt about it, if he goes to Ferrari, it's Jova. The 2017, 18, 19, 20 Red Bulls, they were all insane, but mechanical issues, engine was kind of a tractor. They all influenced the car being not as good as the Mercedes. But you know, Ferrari, they can produce whatever engines they like. I mean, they produce the engines. Red Bull, they don't produce fuck all. It's not like you expect them to put like a little Red Bull can in like the rear and make it go flying fast because Red Bull has wings. No. As Ferrari can create an absolute rocket ship of a car, and Adrian Newey can just merge all of the aerodynamic things around it, and like, if something's not right, you can change the engine and stuff like that, and everything will be, I honestly think, maybe 3, 4, 10 times better than Red Bull. We've seen it in the past how teams have literally gotten every single end, what is it called? We've seen it in the past how teams have literally gotten every single end stone and just created an absolute beast of a team. I mean, Red Bull back in the early, back in 2005, they got Christian Horner, they got Newey, they eventually got Sebastian Vettel, and well, it was, the master plan was there. Same with Mercedes, Toto Wolff, Schumacher, then they got Hamilton. It was just better and better and better. And now the same thing is happening. Genuinely, you have all of the permission to call me delusional, but generally, I think it's going to be Ferrari's year in 2026. I know it's Ferrari's year every year or next year, but genuinely, if Newey goes over, it's over. Either Leclerc will win his first championship, which will be gas, and I want to see that because who doesn't want to see Leclerc win a championship? In a Ferrari, I mean, everyone will go crazy. 2019 Monza, you can't get more crazier than that. But then you think about Charles Leclerc winning a championship. If you ever have a dream about that, you won't wake up because it's just going to be too overwhelming. And Hamilton getting redemption from the 12th of December, 2021. Yeah, I remember the date. And well, what are you going to do? But maybe if he does with Newey behind the wheel steering that fucking rocket ship of a Ferrari, that will be a story. Genuinely. Newey created 2021 car to defeat Hamilton. 2026, Newey creates Hamilton a beast of a car to cook up Max Verstappen. The switch up. I mean, that's like an Arsenal player going over to Tottenham. The traitory is there, but it's the traitory that everybody wants to see. And I'm all here for it. And if that happens, fair dues to everyone in the Ferrari team, and especially Fred Vasseur, because he has created an absolute masterpiece, a Mona Lisa of a team. If it wasn't even already the crown jewel of Formula 1, he is just a different breed, different grade. He cooked in Alfa Romeo, he cooked in F2 with pretty much half of the Formula 1 drivers these days, and now, reuniting with Leclerc and Hamilton, what more can I say? Anyway, let me know if you guys think I'm delusional in the comments, whether Hamilton will win, Leclerc will win, whether Newey will even go to Ferrari. Let me know down in the comments. Watch to there, subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Don't walk under a car and don't die. Stay safe, have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace. IndyCar is not better than Formula 1.